So in this video, we'll be talking about why the 40s are the breaking point in a physician's life. So the way to look at it is that what is happening within the medicine framework with the doctor and what is happening outside of medicine in personal life, right? So in medicine, in as a doctor within the medicine world, you are at the best phase of your career, right? You're at the peak, so you have a good deal of experience. You're handling complicated cases. People know what you're good at. They know your strengths, so you give it more responsibilities. Like you might be heading a congestive heart failure clinic, you might be heading a asthma clinic, you might be involved in some other administrative projects and whatnot. But at the same time, more responsibilities means more work, right? So that is not taking away your work as a physician and your responsibility that you have for the patients you're taking care of, but you are loaded with more responsibility and you want to do it to the best of your abilities because you are a high achiever. And in that process, you are not able to give everything because you have a limit too. You're a human, and more responsibilities definitely does not mean more support. So there is more responsibility, but it does not come with more support, right? The second thing, that is administrative overload, meaning you're spending a lot of time doing documentation. A lot of time is spent with electronic health records. You're documenting everything because obviously there's this fear of litigation. In US, every doctor, for your medical legal insurance, it's in at least $1 million, right? So you are obviously also at the back of your mind, if not actively, but at the back of the mind, you want to document everything. You want to cover every aspect that you thought about when you were taking care of those patients, so that if it comes to that moment, you are covered, right? You are protected. It's your license is online, so you need to protect it because it's the most valuable thing for you. The other thing that is with administrative overload is that you also question, because you came to this field. You wanted to practice medicine because you wanted to help people. You wanted to spend more time with them, but now you're ending up doing more clerical works, more administrative tasks, which was not your goal. So that takes that joy of medicine away from you, and it does build up over the time, and you start questioning all of that. And number third, that is very important, is you start having emotional exhaustion over time. The emotional buildup is happening, and that of course starts from your medical school, like when you're seeing patients, and in residency, and then as a physician, you give your best. You always try to save every single patient, but it's not always what you give, the outcome is the same, right? You lose a lot of patients, and you are also a person, a human. You are connected with them for years or in that time, and it does build up over time, and there is no time for you to actually reconcile with yourself, or so to say, restore your energy, restore your emotional well-being. There's no time for that. You're constantly on a go. I remember when I was in ICU, when one day it was one of those days, when most of your patients are pretty sick, and you're taking care of one, you're running the code, you're doing the CPR, and you come out of, and the other patient, something is happening. So there's no time to process, but it does build up over the time, and then slowly it starts showing up. And then the other phase of it is like where you are doing everything for the patient. You diagnose them correctly, you are looking forward to them getting better, but then the insurance comes in and they are not approved for their medication that would be the best for them, or that particular procedure, or whatever it may be. So then you start questioning, like, I want the best for this patient, but within this system, you're not able to do that. So there's now that we have terms for all of this, now we know that it's moral injury over the time. when you're exposed to these kind of things, it leads to moral injury. And then you don't feel that gratitude, for what you're doing, because you see that wall and you see that you're not able to basically, cross that. So these are the three main things that actually, over the time, they are building up, and finally, it takes a toll on you. And I remember the physicians who quit, the friends I spoke to, or people who are going through that journey right now, and they are in that burnout phase. When I talk to them, and one thing that I see is common in every one of them is that what they say is, we don't like what we are becoming. This is not who I am. And that is a very heartbreaking thing, because they're genuinely very nice, caregiving, and kind people who really got into medicine because they wanted to help, they wanted to care. But within like this, say 10 years, they are done, and at that too, at the best time in their career, when they are fully independent, they have all that they wanted, but it's just like it's not sustainable.